Make sure to spend enough time with the people in your life who care about you. In life, too many, and I mean too many people fall victim to this happening to them. That is, they don't give the people in their life who care about them enough time and attention.
Subscribe to JB dragmotoxboss for millions of IQ. Also be sure to join my Discord server, JB's Palace.
This video was recorded months ago, therefore some things said in this video are going to be outdated. Now, I am not 100% sure if I did do a video like this before or not, but I'm going to do another video like this. I just do not care, all right? If you have a lot of people in your life who demand time from you, let me tell you one thing here. You will not be able to provide enough time for too many people. That is a major fact. You can go the route of having many friends, but you need to make sure, and usually it is subconsciously told to them, you don't even have to say to them, it's kind of obvious, that you're probably not going to have time for them. Well, I actually do directly say this, because I'm a very direct person. Most people in my community, I'm not going to have a lot of time for. I'm going to have time to do live streams. I'm going to have the time to do videos. I'm going to have time to let these people hang out in my base and let them be caught on video. But there's only a certain amount of people that I can dedicate one-on-one time with, or at least just time in general. You need to make sure that you spend a lot of time with your family. Your family cares for you, even if you think your parents are lame. They're really not that lame if they're paying all the bills for you, for the place that you live in. And if you're out of the house, they're not lame because, you know, they raised you. And I'm talking about all the good parents out there. Your parents love you. They really do. Make sure to spend time with them. Every single time they ask to spend time with you, just sit down and think, did I spend a lot of time with them recently? If the answer is yes, then sure, maybe you can say, I don't really want to spend time right now. But if you really haven't recently, take opportunity to spend time with your parents. They can also be very busy people. This goes for your siblings, this goes for your cousins, this goes for your grandparents, stuff like that. When you're at a family gathering, tend to go on your phone as little as possible. Now, there are some people who are extremely shy, and I get it, but try your best to not go on your phone at a family gathering. Try your best. By the way, in the past, I used to let people just help me in general, but I don't really like that to happen. I only want me to be doing most of but there are people just standing here, so I want to give them at least something to do that's like a little productive towards my base progress. Basically, I'm like, you know what, I don't care if I get the base sorting done. What I mean by that is like on the roof there's items. If they sort them into piles, that's not the worst thing in the world. If other people do that, it's not a big thing that's being done, but I don't really want people to move the items. I want to be the only one really moving these items because it's a part of this progress on this base. It's a journey. It's a journey on YouTube. All right, I'm going to give some scenarios and I'm going to tell you who you should spend time with in these given scenarios. Okay, let's have a scenario here. But before I talk about that, I would like to talk about this first. If you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, right? Spend a lot of time with them. The thing is that you should try to spend at least a little bit of time every single day with your romantic partner. Now, let's go over some scenarios. Also, I know that you might be thinking, that's a lot of time that you're spending with my partner. I will say there are certain relationships where both people agree to spend less time, but most of the time it is healthy and most people like to spend a lot of time with each other in romantic relationships. I'm sorry to say, but relationships are very time consuming. But the thing is that when you're in a relationship, you'll be happy to spend that time with them. All right. Let me give some scenarios, and I will answer them based on how these scenarios go and based on how I think these questions should be answered. Say, you spend a lot of time with your girlfriend normally, just keep that in mind. You haven't seen your best friend in a long time. You haven't seen him in months, haven't really consistently hung out with him in months, hardly have seen him. He invites you somewhere last minute and you and your girlfriend plan to go somewhere. What do you do in this scenario? Well, it all depends on the importance of what it is, and it all depends on if it's like something that's like really important, if it's scheduled. If it's something simple like you and your girlfriends are like, let's go to the movies, or you say to each other, let's go to golf on Saturday, whatever. If it's something simpler like that, then you should be like, I'm sorry baby, but my friend has come into town. I haven't seen him in a long time, and he wants to do some catching up. I know this is last minute, and I wish that he would have communicated this to me sooner, but this is the only day that I can hang out with him, so I would like to hang out with him instead. Now, let's say, for example, your friend comes home for 2 days. Try to talk it off your friend and say, well, me and my girl are planning to go to the movies on Saturday, so can we hang out the next day? Try to find a way to spend time with both people in separate situations. Or what you could do is, oh, I'm going to the movies with my girlfriend. Do you want to come along? Invite your friend, basically. You could also explore that option before immediately shutting down the plans of your girlfriend. So just try a bunch of different scenarios. And if that doesn't work, then worst case scenario, you're going to have to say to your girlfriend, I'm sorry, but my friend came into town last minute and this is his only day to hang out. We can hang out another day. Now, if you are frequently doing this, if you are frequently canceling plans with your girlfriend, then don't cancel plans with your girlfriend anymore. But if you have a good track record and you have always gone to dates with your girlfriend and never backed out on them as of recently and spent a lot of time with her, then yeah, you can do that. A thing about this is that it just depends on, have you spent a lot of time with this person recently or not? That more influences on if you should say yes or no to someone for hanging out. Let's say you have a big family dinner planned where you're going to see a bunch of your family. And let's say your friend comes into town last minute. What do you do in that scenario? Go to the family dinner. That is only if it's formal. What I mean by formal is if there's going to be a bunch of family and if it's scheduled. If it's more of a casual, like just a couple of family members, then you should say no and still hang out with your family. Family is extremely important. Family should be the most important on your list. Now, I know some of you may disagree with this statement, but spend time with your family. Of course, before just shutting down your friend, you should ask your family, can my friend come along? He just came into town. Now, I'm talking in perspective of thinking if you don't live with your family, basically. That's the perspective I'm talking in. If I'm talking in the perspective of if you do live with your family, still attend the family dinner. Because in reality, family does rank the highest for importance in spending time with people. But to make up for it, just tend to spend time with your friend more often in the near future, just for a short period of time, and shut down your family with smaller things like, oh, sorry, I need to catch up with my friend. When it comes to family, it's more formal and you don't really want to cancel on them. That should be the last thing you ever want to do. Friends and girlfriend, you can cancel on them more often. There's leeway, but you need to just think of this. Have you been spending a lot of time with your friend or your girlfriend recently? Who planned this out with you far in advance? Who planned this out with you spontaneously? If you and your girlfriend are just chilling and she's like, hey, let's go this place today, and you forgot to tell her that you're hanging out with your friend today who hasn't been in town for a while, don't say, oh, I'm sorry, my girlfriend wanted to spontaneously go to this place with me. No, if it's spontaneous and if she's like, oh, hey, let's just do this randomly now, that's not a plan. Show up to the thing that you're scheduled to show up for. Here's another scenario, and this is a scenario that some people I know have been in. There's a situation where there's two people who love going to see. I'll tell the story in a different way so that I don't reveal who it is. But basically, there's two friends who love playing golf, so they plan to play golf together. There's a friend who moderately likes to play golf, but mostly just likes to tag along just to see their friends. Now, let's say the friend who only moderately likes golf realizes that her family is in town and it's in short notice. Then she should go spend time with her family. If there's a situation of where you're like in a group, then yeah, it is all right to just like back out. If it's like a one-on-one, or if it's like a more important and a more formal thing when it comes to friends hanging out, then you should be more hesitant to drop out of doing that. But if it's more like a tag along, then yeah, that's pretty easy to drop out of when you're doing a situation. Now, I know there are so many more situations that I did not get to describe in this video. The best I can say here is to just try and think of factors. How important is the thing to the person? Like the event. How much time have you spent with the person recently? Is it spontaneous? If so, then way more likely than not, you should just cancel it immediately. And if it involves family, 99% of the time, don't cancel on your family. Those are the best summary points that I can bring up to help you in your journey of being a better person when it comes to how much you spend time with each type of person in your life.